And thank you once again for this opportunity. And I'm going to share. I felt our practices are good, but it's not really the best, in all honesty. But I think it's good. We are trying. So the top is on the left-hand side is the Global University of Lifelong Learning, which I know it's not academic. It's informal training, but I think it's absolutely useful. And then we got the Entrepreneurship of the Year competition and the Science Week and the Enactus and the potato farming and so forth. So once again, I'm going to say that, community engagement is the language of the heart and can drive the change. And in any community engagement partnership, the flip side is also the value that communities can bring to universities, and it must be acknowledged. So intellectual and moral autonomy, for example, is the hallmark of any university, but it's also a precondition for the fulfillment of its responsibilities to society. So practicing engagement with our stakeholders, how do we do it? We improve our core responsibility, accountability, relevant teaching and learning, decision-making, governance with our partners. We recreate or create a multidisciplinary team to have a holistic view and understanding of the mind, the heart, and the hands. And we look at different faculties and disciplines to achieve this. Then we also nurture our partnerships. We build a rapport. We set boundaries at the same time. At the same time, we would discuss our expectations as well. We share knowledge, our plans, our resources, support, and common understanding. Now, some of the good practices we have with our stakeholders, and one of it is our tribal authority with the Moroka family in Tabanshu, which is a former Bantustan, and they're very keen on development, this particular family. And the Kosi from there is also the chairperson or the deputy chairperson of the tribal authority. So it works very well. Then we have government departments. We have partnerships like Department of Education, in respect of the EMYC, that is our Entrepreneurship Matriculant of the Year competition. Then we have business partners and sponsors, example, activities that take place at our iGym. We have industry partners for our CRPM and PDTS that looks at working with medical devices and prototypes. Then we have our NPCs and NPOs, example, ESCOM Expo. They hold their science expo annually with school learners, and, CUT makes the venue available to them as well. But I'll talk more about it later on. Then we have a new relationship with this Invest Rural plan, which is a plan that was apparently sanctioned by our president of the country. And the Mosia Sime Trust is sort of the guardian, if I can use the word. And they are coming up with a fundraising platform and looking at how to do fundraising, how to develop in terms of development that's focused on the NDP, the SDGs, and so forth. At the same time, we value our partners and we sign MOUs and to foster a good relationship as well. Now, I spoke about the smart village, although there's nothing much has been happening in terms of smartness, but I want to I felt it's a good project to talk about that brings various disciplines together. It begins with local people coming together to develop a strategy around local assets and aspirations. And in this case, I use the ABCD method as well as the sustainable livelihoods approach. Then we had the EWCETA chair that received some funding from EWCETA, and he did research on renewable energy, And then we did education using even our interns to do it, as well as training. And we did training of the youth at Nakas Post, which is in Tabanchu, as well as Camden Village, which is in the Kuruman area. Then we had renewable energy posters that were designed by the students of art and design. And it was also used for education purposes. And then we had training offered to the STEM teachers in the district, which Department of Education sponsored their travel and accommodation, and they received CPD points. And then, as I said, you know, ABCD and SLA was used to map resources, and this also created a very warm, conducive environment, and it's good for relationship building. Now, in the goal training, we do a lot of action learning using PALA as well as appreciative inquiry. Then I want to talk about this that we just started, the Knowledge for Change Mentorship Training Program, which is called the K4C MTP. And I'm deliberately using the program the American way because it is with the UNESCO chair, Professor Bud Hall and Dr. Rajesh Tandon from India, and Professor Bud is from Canada, University of Victoria. And I've got the link there that you can get more information. So it focuses on CBPR, and we go through 21 weeks of training, and we develop a curriculum in the context of our community, and it's UNESCO accredited with lots of assignments. Just as a side note, we'll be leaving to Uganda for the training for 2 weeks, and we'll be leaving on the 7th of June and returning on the 22nd of June for 2 weeks residency training. Then I'm focusing on goal, as I said, and I think it's important for personal development. And with that, we have got agriculture and entrepreneurship, as well as worm farming we did, where Enactus did it with 3 members that the unit paid for our community members to attend. So training on GBV is also by one of our nonprofit organizations, Ria Haha. This particular community is riddled with a whole lot of social problems, and GBV is one of the very serious issues there. Then skills training, we did brick making. Many of the houses are made out of bricks, made out of mud. So we use mud, horse dung, straw, and so forth. And University of Free State has been partnering with me. I should have mentioned that again. They partnered with me on the gold program. In fact, Karen Fenter is helping me to do it. So coming back, we've got business plan development, which was done by one of our management science lecturers, but he's also very much into agriculture, and he's taught them how to do business plans and how to apply for funding. And then he's teaching them a lot more on agriculture. And as I said yesterday, we're going to be planting prickly pears because it's very good for animal feed, and it's the one without the thorns or very soft thorns. Financial literacy, we had the Value E game, which is like Monopoly, and CUT brags about this, and it's actually quite nice. The people enjoy it. Then we have been also exposing them a lot to conferences and indabas wherever possible. And I should have mentioned this, that the bus company gives us free tickets for things like this when they have to come to the university. So because they are extremely poor, and they are also one of the partners, and we're about to sign an MOU with Interstate Bus Lines. Then we're going to be doing education on trees and medicinal plants, and looking at how to protect the medicinal plants from being over harvesting, and the importance of planting trees. And then we're also going to look at, with the community, what education, what plants can be used for medicinal, has medicinal value, and what products we can make from it. And we've got a botanist, a researcher that's involved here, as well as a lecturer from humanities that teaches Swana. So she'll come in from the cultural point of view to talk about it as well. And we're hoping to involve our students there because they, maybe when it comes to tourism as well. So we are developing storyboards, which is creativity in maths. And right now it was developed by an engineering lecturer in mathematics. And it's storytelling. And we're going to get art and design to design the boards. And then we're going to try and get our foundation phase teachers to help us with the training in storyboards. And this will be for children between the ages of 4 to 6, and also maybe to use it with our parents, and not to be condescending, but for our parents to engage with their kids. And many of them are not literate, but also to impart some maths literacy to them as well. And I think it's good for relationship building between mother and child.
2 minutes.
Tourism. How many minutes?
You've got 2 minutes. Thanks.
Okay, as I said, tourism, we're looking at an Airbnb and the National Science Week and things. Then, as I said to you about the EMC yesterday, they're mentored, they get bursaries, and business and government are partners. And then I spoke about the ESCOM Expo that develops societal projects from learners, and you can see that. And we also have an MOU with them as well. Some more pictures here. Oh, sorry, I should have taken it out. Potato farming with enactors. They harvested big grade 1 potatoes, sold it, and Interstate Bus Lines was a partner with them with the labeling, and we had art and design to do the packaging. Design, we had vermiculture training, selling worms, compost development, as well as worm tea, and we're working with UFS here. This is an exciting one. They're coming up with an app for the deaf, where it will translate signs, text into sign language and vice versa. It's an interdisciplinary CE and transdisciplinary project with various people. And in conclusion, I'm looking for collaboration, for instance, the database formulation, the revision of our registration templates for projects, report writing. I'm forever getting reminders about reports, and how can we synergize it, or what should I say, unify it, that we can do one report and have it to, what would be the word? Churn out different reports. The Carnegie framework from last week, how can we become more involved, the anchor strategy, hubs of conversion, and lots more. And thank you always for your support, friendship, and guidance. Thank you very much.